So something sort of not really mentioned very much, I thought, at this wedding was the fact that Meghan Markle has Negro or African blood. And here the mother is the one with that blood, Ragland. She's said to come from the Georgian crew of African Americans. So I'll have to research that a bit more. But I looked into Ragland, and there was an interesting thing about a famous meeting of kings and that, where they're not going to stay war no more. The field of the cloth of gold, where Thomas Wolseley wanted to outlaw war. And this, of course, is what has happened from this time. Even before, I think war could have been mostly hoaxed. Small battles maybe, but from this time on, it was all organised as that legend channel there in the past, Dave J, had firmly established. And here's some of the earlier talk about it anyway, so that's an interesting part. And the meeting of the kings, and that refers to Ragland. A bit of a door of Ra too, isn't it? Ra with the big G, land. And I noticed all the tabloids, they got to have this here there, didn't they? Sussex, the triple S. And interesting that the daughter would marry the Markavelle when the mother had the Blowerville, Renata. And there's the RE again, with the king come Ra, regal. So a lot of things going around in circles in this one, that's for sure. Now, I'm sure we'll find some African royalty on the other side, but on the father side, it can take long to see that there's a Tea Party connection, and in fact to the Tea Hussies. Hussies for tea here, and as we can see, Roberts of Scotland, Robert the Bruce, in other words, the Wentworths, big name in Australia, of course, Clifford's another one, and Edward the Third. So, you know, they put on about people being sort of commoners, etc., but you look into them, they're always like this. And they're bastard children, you might say. And that's how the apple never falls very far from the tree, as we do say in the tea world. Yes, Blackie and Red. Now, I've talked before how Sarah Ferguson is the Liberian girl. It's funny that Michael Jackson sang Dirty Diana and Liberian Girl. And she often goes to Liberia. Of course, that's where we have all the Dogon fish idea. So there's something about connecting these ideas. And as we know, we have the Sophie of Hanover, they say, connected to the Russian count that's supposed to, I think, come from Ethiopia. And then you have, anyway, the Kings of Granada idea, some black blood in the English monarchy. Then you have people who say James was a black man, etc. There's a whole meme, anyway, of Blackie and Red, and here it's expressed in Johnny Walker, and of course he has the cane for Tubal Cain. They're all sort of interesting ideas to me that come from all of this stuff that we're being presented with Harry the Gingerbread Man, and of course the mother, Elt, a lot of L, Mark L, and as I said before, the blow of L everywhere. Yes, the cane of Tubal. And I notice they've got a female variety here. In some ways it might be more masculine than this one. I notice fairly short arms there, and they seem to have longer arms. Funny about that, isn't it? And this equates with yarn course, in a true sort of Scottish way. Yes, here's the Dogon people, and it kind of reminds me of some of the things Elton used to wear in his earlier concert years. But when Harry and Marn roll out their Petri dish tea baby, it does occur to me that it's going to be bigger than Obama in Africa. They'll certainly be able to stroll around Africa there, and these people will be going crazy, so that could be something we might see in the next year or two. They say that she's going to be pregnant, before she can do something or other anyway. And sure as hell we know that will be the bump. And the dish will be used, and out will come a baby, maybe from, I often think they probably have one of these ladies from down here in London, of course, all pumping them out for them. Some system like that, because they breed them in the dish and then in and then out. Certainly interesting buildings they depict here in Mali, Africa. Has anyone been there? Can they testify these really exist? I mean, look a bit empty here, don't they? Where are the people? There's one guy. Possibly a big mud structure with all timbers. Very interesting indeed. Not that big as you can see. Yeah, I'd like to know if anyone's seen one of these things. This looks reasonably real, this photo maybe. I hope so. But yeah, interesting idea anyway, this culture in the Dogon village in Mali. Now, people would find it hard to accept that Diana David, or as I call it, Divad David, but if you wonder what they're sort of trying to do there, it's expressed in this picture here, isn't it? The two fish. Transformation, one to the other here. Look, enlightenment in the middle. The middle's where you find enlightenment. But certainly Diana David has not spread around that idea. People are certainly scared of that one, or just can't realise how important that actually is. And it's just been heralded again at this wedding with David getting quite a lot of media attention, that's for sure. Of course, along with Reginald Keynes, Dwight Kane, Tootle Kane again, like the Walker, and of course Walker Bush comes to mind. And let me also say these things are nowhere as old as they say. Just looking at different images of them, they appear to shift around. And I mean, I thought this one might be from Mali, the Dogon idea, but this one's the Anunnaki. It's sure as a Babylonian. They look sort of rather the same. I'd say 1820s London might see them nicely. Something odd about all this stuff. About everything you'll ever look at. These statues, Certainly Renaissance at best. I mean, 1910. Who knows? Isn't that an odd one, that one? Look at that. Chicken Man. Yes. Very odd indeed, all this stuff. But certainly the two fishes expressed there anyway, and that's what you have with Diana Divad. Well, I got sent this link on my Eclipse video, and it's blowing my mind, here by Mike Henry. And I'd say, as he's narrating, he's a bit slow to say it because he must have been a bit gobsmacked himself. But as you can see, there's nothing here. The sun is self-eclipsing. new ball game in history, and lack of ball. And certainly what I thought to that Rahu idea is just the idea for what's happening, not necessarily really a heavenly body. And this is what seems to be happening. The sun is self-eclipsing. We need more photos from more people, of course. All these look a bit strange, but it's the way they've adjusted. Video editor is more the real thing. Different light patterns here, but all of them show, as you can see, nothing. Otherwise there'd be 3 patterns, wouldn't there now? And that's not what we're seeing here. It's just not emitting light in a curved fashion. Rather technical sort of one, but all are showing something similar. Let's play a bit of his video here.
The light pattern is not affected by any object blocking it, means there's no object there. And so, here's the same object. I just reversed it so you're seeing the light part of it. What we did notice is there seemed to be a gathering of light where the sun apparently was supposed to have an object in front of it. We did notice that. This picture here was done by Chris Monk through a spectrum electro something wave analyzer. Anyways, not Photoshop, something totally different. He gets the same results when he was tracing the light paths out through depth.
And there we go. So a whole new ball game, definitely. And it shows you ideas of other bodies are also no good. Again, depending if we can get this across the board result, and maybe going back in some of the eclipses, people might have photos that they can analyse in different ways now with a new thought pattern going. It's every day is a stranger thing, or every few months at least, in sort of our study, you might say, of the world around us. And round might be a funny term, actually. Yes, maybe we should just say the world before us, or in front of us, whatever. But that certainly is a very interesting image indeed, as all those were. So I don't know what your thoughts are about this. Has anyone seen any other repeat videos of this sort of idea? It's definitely a good one. Well, hi everyone. Let me first say a big shout out to all the people who have supported this channel, whether by PayPal or Patreon. Thank you very much, because it keeps the channel going here and helps me make a few ends meet to do with running the channel, etc. Because, of course, YouTube very hard.